Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pannonian Avars series, in which even though the series is called Pannonian Avars, but how Avar are we really are? I mean, the Avar culture is still there, but we know the top Legis culture is the new Radonite Avar culture that we formed in the previous episode, in which, as a reminder, this was formed from Avar and Radonite cultures some couple of years ago. Yes, we still retain the Turkic heritage, and also still have our native language, and we still have horse breeders, culture blending, horse lords, and recognition of talent. The only thing we ever adopted from the Radonites is the philosopher culture, which it does good for us. Yes, especially if you're into the monthly learning lifestyle experience, which I may have to switch to that in the near future. And also have the egalitarian cult ethos, which will have a little more cultural acceptance gain. And people of different cultures, including our vassals, will like us a bit more. We're no longer bellicose, so we're not exactly warlike. I mean, we haven't abandoned that because there's a good reason for that. In this court grandeur, as we are ranked #1 in the world. Even though I could have changed our diplomatic or administrative court, as it has its own benefits. Especially more money and more personal schemes, or you can, if you're going to be the kind of person, especially if you have the intrigue skill, where you could say, I'm going to seduce 2 women at the same time, or seduce this one person and romance the other, or sway 2 different people. All those things. But I'm still keeping the warlike court because we can never forget who we are. It has its uses still, especially for the defense of this cognate. And Greek is still the court language because there's a good reason for that. Well, meanwhile, Vasilisa Nicoletta still lives, as she still has fine health. I predict she'll live up to 80. Rivals, have you? Now, what's on the agenda here? Well, like the previous 2 episodes, not much. We're only slowly but surely increasing the cultural acceptance between us, Radonite Avar, and Greek, until it reaches 40%, which will take 10 years, as it says on the yearly change, for good reasons. Especially that we're promoting acceptance against them, and we're egalitarian. And whenever we form the hybrid culture with them, so it's highly likely I will ditch egalitarian in favor of bureaucratic because of monthly lifestyle experience once again. Especially cultural fascination progress, and the development growth. As well as picking up more innovations that we do not have yet. But it's still in the works. Thanks to culture blending, it costs less to do that. So, again, it won't happen until the 1050s, around 1053, because we formed the Radonite Avar, and not 3. And it's not going to tell 1053 is when we'll form it. So just make do with what you can. And that also means by then we would be getting hereditary rule in 26 years, unless something changes, which I will. And that is to, again, in 3 years' time, as I will pick up a few perks, I will briefly go on over there for the scholarship focus, and pick up scientific and this as well. And do not forget open-minded, because of cultural acceptance gain. Must have. Now let's get it on, as Judge Mills Lane would say. So, what else do I have in my mind? Well, what else do I have? A wave inspiration. How old are you? 63? Oh no, not doing that because you might die on me if should I send you out and finance and all that. So instead, I'm just going to be saving up my money bit by bit. And also, as of this recording, look at the cultural maps again. One of the mods that I will plan to use in a future series is called it's called RICE, which is Regional Immersion Cultural Enrichment. That's what it stands for. Which is a great mod, which I've used it when I'm not doing recordings. Come on in, give me some money. Take the knee and give me the prestige. You're out of here. Standard procedure of courtly life, one would think. I could demand payment for hooks. You cats, get that repaired. Where was I? Also, don't care about this book anymore. The Kunza calls Saga. It's commissioned by Kunza. Yes. Kunza, my great-grandfather. And Tuznik, great-great-grandfather. Boy, we weren't... I'm getting tongue-tied here. Boy, we yearn for those days. The alchemist reached for a coppery scroll as the scholar looked on and feared, then I'm suddenly interrupted by the fuming Nicodemus. Did you just call my father a boor and a lecher? He screams. I demand recompense, or screams insult. I check Sylvain. You're Dalmatian. How the hell do you know what I just said? I'm just saying, I'm just practicing my Czechoslovakian. I misspoke. It's a misunderstanding. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes, one of the future series that I do have planned later this year, hopefully, is that I will do a Sogdian series, which, as a reminder, they have these cultural traditions, despite the fact that they're in the early medieval now, but they have not picked up a new tradition. Well, for the Rice mod, the same guy who brought you the various immersion events and tales mod that we're using here in CK3. So yes, he already has on several different locations in places like Socotra, Yezd, the Berber-speaking parts of Africa, Brittany, Yorkshire, Chios, Rhodes, Upper Egypt being the most recent as of this recording. And coming soon, the Tarim Basin. So yes, he's gonna have a flavor events and decisions that you do on a playthrough if you were to play in the Tarim Basin. And for the first time on Steam, I actually talked to him. I commented on how much I loved his mod, which again, I never used it in a series, but I will in the next one. Where I told him, it's like, I hope you have one for the Sogdians, because I remember back in the Crusader Kings 2, When the World Stopped Making Sense mod, where there's these Sogdian flavor events and decisions I did when I did a Sogdian playthrough on that playthrough, which you can see it on my channel, which is simply called CK2 When the World Stopped Making Sense. It's all in initials, Sogdian. Where you did events like the Sogdian fairs and all that. I mean, I'd love to see it here in CK3, and he says that he'll do that down the line. Simply put. So, hey, if you're watching this, CyrexCon, that's your Steam name. So I hope you're watching this and whatnot. But most definitely, I will use that mod in the next series. So for now, we're just only sticking with the old Horse Lords theme with the Avars series, especially that we're a feudal cognate and all that. And one thing's for certain, it may be possible in the next series it will be with the Sogdians. If not, then my backup plan is, well, a Southern Indian series. Dynasty to be determined. But anyways, let's get back to Central East Europe. Which, again, we've gotten to that playthrough point where we don't do Wars of Expansion anymore, unless it's absolutely necessary, and as well as dealing with any other problematic vassals that you have around, as we are very strong on. The Radonite Avar culture has embraced the tradition, finally. Forgot to point that out to you. We now have the right to prove. The characters of this culture may become shield maidens if the if the faith's gender doctrines are biased against them. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Czech Slovene language. Endless hours of practicing exudation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless lessons mastering intonation. It was all worth it. During my efforts, I looked to emulate Duchess Jaromir's accent. I'm sure that she would be impressed by my results. And of course, these Slovene peasants now respect me a great deal more. Well, she hates my guts, so I should try to impress her. There. Timur just drank himself to death. Guess he can't do nothing about that now. Good God, I don't want these people in charge. Stick to what you know. Huh, what was that? Never mind. He was trying to propose an alliance. Architectural expertise. This is my wife. Which, again, I told her to manage domain because I can't do assist ruler anymore because of the limits of the domain. Pay up, you old broad. Let's actually do team at that pace. Kunza calls Saga was destroyed. Again, antiquated book. I'm sure somewhere down the line we'll have a ruler who will compose another epic for us. I know what I'm going to do with that money, now that we just earned a huge amount. Yeah, sorry I requested gold, but I'll make it up to you. I'll go on a pilgrimage, since I'm a young man in my prime. Let's go to Jerusalem. As I prepare for my journey, I know I'll travel safely under the protection of God. My destination lies far from home, but in service to heaven, even my own realm must wait. It is time to depart. Mystic. The citizen Nicoletta is one of the stranger people I met on the journey. She seems to be a fervent believer. Also expounds on the true nature of God and what it all means. At night, her tent is lit up by candles within, and occasionally strange chanting and unusual incense fills one. I am wholly unprepared when Nicoletta bids me to enter, so we're passing through Constantinople. But she's not going to live long, unfortunately. She reduced the theocratic tax, still followed by a murder of crows. I mean, we're good neighbors. And I was about to say, when are you into mysticism? She's a wise woman. Plus, she knows our language. I am quite curious, though. Then again, she's open-minded. Inside Mrs. Nicoletta's tent, I'm greeted by strong smells and an overwhelmingly hot and heavy air. It's important that we turn our gaze on ourselves, she explained to take a seat. I want you to close your eyes and focus. As I do, let God flow through you. Reach for the ecstasy of divinity. How long have you been a ruler? Wow, long time. Oh, is that so? Oh, yeah? Well, actually, you can't do it right away. Put it back. Too bad my learning is less than 12, where I would be saying that. I'll just say this is so comfortable, I might just fall asleep. I'll take a nap. A pleasant nap. When I wake up falling asleep from the tent itself is gone. My servants rousing me from the mat I fell asleep on, but there is no trace of the mystic. At least the sleep was invigorating. Why does my pouch feel carries so light? What the heck? She took my money, but oh well. You can make it all back by any means. I mean, she probably needs that. I mean, I don't think she really needs it. But again, the restful traveler. This character takes it very easy when journeying. She done stole my money. How about that? Adam's innocence. As my party prepares to break camp, I notice a massive commotion nearby. A naked man climbs on top of a large rock and preached to a simple ground. The original sin still stains our soul, my friends, but that would not be so. If we shed our garbs, we can recover the lost innocence of Adam and Eve, and then and only then will the Holy Spirit see fit to touch us and show us God's true love. Too bad I don't have lawyer skill. Although I might, but it's a fat chance. I'll challenge him to a theological debate. Unable to counter his arguments. Crud. A chance fails to handle vassals. There goes my prestige. Frickin' Mr. Idiot. I'm finally here. Body and soul. The great church of Jerusalem. As the bishop offers me blessings, I reflect on everything that I have for God to bring me here. This moment in time. I have walked the holy path, and I have become the owner of St. Catherine's, where the repeated remains of a Christian saint acquired by Kagan Kurt of Kunza while undertaking his pilgrimage to Jerusalem, revered as a token of luck and piety by orthodoxy. This is a court artifact, but no need to show that. Stretching. My journey's been a long one, but I've finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the priests and bishops treat me. I've undergone the journey of a holy man, and they insist that change. Something about where I can see myself now. But still, it's good to be home, and it's time to make some fortune. Because that's what I like to do. You are a stupid, rakish woman, aren't you? I should start swaying his successor. Her successor. In case there is a war of any kind, you gotta have war profiteer. Monthly income while at war. Again, I know my own language is the right Greek, Dacian, Vulgar, and Czech Slovene. That's what I got at this moment of time. Still picking up a little bit of stress though. Oh yeah. 1 second. Yes. We know the bone. Well, anyways, what's going on here? A knight's declaration. As I pace towards my throne, I overhear my knight Besmer proclaim something to my wife Enda. Oh, how such a beautiful contents gleams, so perfectly pure I come apart at the seams, though perhaps she'll break my heart yet, but for this woman I'll take that bet. Is he reciting romantic poetry to my wife? The man who executes people, and is my marshal, and a knight, and a poet, and a bisexual too? Well, don't you know she's already pregnant? But I'll just let it go. Ah, courtly love, let that wonderful poetry echo through the halls. I'm sure that he does have a romance scheme against her. But if it goes too far to my liking, I gotta put the kibosh on it. There's an is the right word for that. My son and heir Bagator is an unusually calm child. When the others play their wild games, Bagator often withdraws to some silent corner. He does not speak a lot, but I could tell he's always thinking about something. I wonder what is on his mind. It's pensive. Which is, again, this was to happen because it's part of the philosopher culture. Because we are a different people now. May first son. Ah, crud, a second son. But that's for Smoggy. You know, if I ever play a character that is of a zealous to the Christian faith, I would be the kind of person that would give them Christian names. But Tira did. I don't think I typically see that around here. Yeah, I'll be sure to remember that. If I ever happen to be playing as a character who is zealous, I will be having a tendency to name them with Christian names. All babies cry, but little Tira didn't. There is no end to the tears. I desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but her furrowed brow makes everything worse. The little lord is not gaining weight as he should. We'll take good care of my lord, but in the end, his life is in God's hands. Hush now, Tiride. Please don't cry. Severe penalty. But remember, please, eat some exotic food. Some exotic baby food. Oh, there it is. Oh, anyways. Yes. We have an exotic food here as a court amenity. Please, eat some exotic baby food. I don't know if it really counts, but it's just how it says. Remember, May 1st. Okay. I was just checking my phone. You know what? Since this episode we're not going to see any action, it's likely that Might as well just go a little faster than usual for this part of the series. Oh, Dynasty Legacy. What do I want? Monthly court grandeur, change it to max. That sounds ideal. Max learn language scheme +1. Promote cultural acceptance effectiveness. Aha! Again, we need that for the Greek. But before you do that, you should check your current percentage with them. Because I think it's probably absolutely not necessary now because... One, we're going to lose Nicoletta soon. And that's going to be a problem. And then I will get culture blending. No, excuse me, open-minded eventually, and that will increase the rate of speed. So I don't think there's any need for that right now. But cultural fascination progress is always good. And we get up to the next one eventually. But again, I like to characterize this cognate as being a cosmopolitan cognate, because we do recognize the minorities. So I'll go for efficient interpreters. So now you can learn 3 languages, but faster promote culture acceptance effectiveness as well. And it's going to take a long time to get up there. So we get to the next one. Just take the knee. Every little bit helps. Accusations of sorcery. Blood-stained cloth, crow's feathers, strange smelling concoctions. This is the evidence presented me by a group of villagers from Soroka as proof that Svetozar has been practicing sorcery in his hut on the outskirts of the village. The villagers claim that his evil works must be the cause of their sick animals and are calling for this execution. Sorry about this, but I need the stewardship experience. The evidence is circumstantial. Release him. Give me a moment. I'll hold court in a little later. Hey, you idiot! You're supposed to change your focus, but I think we should just wait. I'll get one more. I do have some degree of dread, so should have fearful troops. Which is good. A way to reduce the maintenance. Because going to war of any kind, be it attack or defending, is too expensive. Valued warlike courtier. My sister. Alright. Pannonian. What kind of language is that? Really? The Siberian faith. How did they pull that off? From so far away. Oh, this again. Come off it. What's your excuse? We'll hold a court soon. Just let me get this last perk, and then we'll switch to scholarship focus for the time being. Whoa, what the? You actually won, Duchess Sandra. That is a big gain. Levedia. Levedia, which includes the provinces of Bakhmut, Olicia, Sama, Nukasu. It's mainly inhabited by Khazars. Fearful troops, scholarship focus. And it'll take you a couple of months because of all these things. I'm a genius, philosopher culture, abacus, charting the human body, I have our book about books, and sturdy golden legend. You'll be getting perks in a hurry. Now imagine if I had a learning education too. And remember, if you ever become a scholar, it gives cultural fascination progress as well. So that's why I picked that tradition in the first place, because of those benefits. Damn adulterers. And I figured it's about time to hold court. 6th of July. Gesture for the first line to approach. An unconventional preacher. My liege, Count Kubar's voice is severe. I request that we launch an investigation about an infamous preacher in Visegrad. You see, this preacher as well, that she's a woman. This is not in accordance of our faith. Duke Bolga interjects Kudbard's speech while raising his hand and taking a step forward. My liege, while Kudbard is correct in assessment, that is the preacher's only fault. Everything she teaches is in accordance with our faith. Who's that? My goodness, the most virtuous character I've ever seen. We need more people to spread the word of God. A call to war. Oh, Minister Hagenkut, I'm Grigori. I've traveled far to ask for your aid in fighting a great injustice. The man in front of me bows deep before continuing his well-rehearsed plea. High Chiefess Ulita Avonia currently sits on the throne of Vonia, but I am the true and rightful ruler of these lands. If you aid me in pressing my claim, I shall swear fealty to you and serve you loyally till the end of my days. This is him, Slavic pagan, and this is her. Give me 1 second. Well, skill-wise, what are you good at? Just curious. I'll just say, please depart at once. I cannot risk offending the High Chiefess. Once again, I don't want war of any kind. Wars are too expensive, even if it's an easy one. I have my reasons. The enemy will. My vassal Duke Kazar could barely contain his rage. Erupting. Something must be done with this Sarisian outsider. Just wildly. I've had quite enough of Count Ludovit and his ridiculous customs. starting fights at every opportunity, the brutes. It is time for foreign Sarks to adopt the morals of their betters. Patronage of Avar or not, Ludovic is a loyal vassal. Well, I'm not building any buildings anytime soon. Secrets. Some bad people. Bad people. The orphan. One of my knights who was impoverished recently died, leaving behind an orphan child. I really feel pity for the unfortunate youth who has no family left. Well, I'll try to find the child a good place to live for. Invite the child to my court. Figured you'd get a martial education. Orphaned noble boy. I'll miss you. You were one of the greats. During a recent visit, Duchess Ileana spoke at length about her husband, Duke Kisa. She gave me new perspective of what I respect Kisa for. Thank you for showing me this. Far from home, the stranger's brought before me. He has been waiting outside the castle gates for a week. My mage, my guard informs me. The man bows sleeping. My name is Kirill, Your Highness. I've traveled far and wide and seen many things. My family are weary of the road. If I was to stay, I will happily share my knowledge of the world with you and be your loyal servant. Where do you come from? I'm on to Marion. Get a strong hook out of load. Major architectural expertise. She's gonna be an architect one day. 1 second. "20 years away. With scientific, now it's 15 years away. Or Meanwhile, our culture is still spreading by some others. They're exposed to household soldiers. Yep, I just noticed that the culture just spread because I saw the text font of the Avar move. The weakness that plagued my son's birth is finally released all over. Relief washes over me as I see Taradin running around with the other children. May you grow strong. I wait patiently on my throne for the arrival of Countess Desislava. It was soon announced and ushered before me. She kneels indifferent, as attendants bring forward gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken and the scribe's record and pledges to serve the Kunza Cognate. No, the Countess has clearly practiced the Greek vows, mispronounces several sections, numerously changing meaning, and leaving my courtiers stifling to this. Gotta forget, so it's not an easy language. A court gesture. A flatulist and a gentlewoman. What the f... My liege, you look so glum. Let me cheer you up with a poem I have refined. My gesture says Bellsking. Ahem. The carbon gold crown. Toot toot, she farts. Some men simply make others crazy, such that no one around them can talk freely. Toot toot toot, she farts again. Ironically. When such a man is seen to exist, we all hope that they get deadly cysts. Toot! The final rank farts out. Did you like it? She snickering. No matter what I would say, it's gonna make me lose stress. What's the matter with that old broad? She's a legendary reveler, clearly. What the fuck? That would make me lose diplomacy. And you know, that's kind of needed because of prestige gain. A poet and a flatulist? Your skills are marvelous. I didn't know that word flatulist exists. Is that even a real word? It's amazing about the English language. Sometimes. Of the words that I still learn to this day. And all that. Almost there. Well, unfortunately, Nicoletta has passed just months ago. And it's no longer led by an orthodoxy. She's about to get Philippolis. Now they're going to be ruled by Armenians. Apostolics. Constantinople's not one of them. The last Tengrist holdout. Just have more prestige. You know what that means, right? Since it's no longer led by someone of the Orthodox faith. Our cultural fascination progress has been slowed down now. Is there anyone with a claim to the Byzantine Empire? Well, let's just hope for a revolt, and then maybe I can join them. Needs lodging standards. Son of a beeswax. But there are others. But should civil war break out, we'll try to intervene on that matter. Just need to pay attention. Maybe perhaps betrothed to somebody that is of that importance. Unless that person converts to orthodoxy, there's no way they'll spread the apostolic faith there. In fact, do they even have a religious head? Yes, the Catholicos. Almost every Christian faith's got a religious head. But no doubt we'll have the cultural acceptance that we need for the Greek. Maybe, perhaps, you should get more into, like, stick with the scholarship trait. Pick up that scholar trait, and you'll get the cultural fascination progress to the point where you don't need Constantinople anymore. As we have the philosopher culture. So what's going on here? Oh, two inspirations. One wants to forge me a crown, the other wants to forge me some armor. Well, 1 second, I'll ask again soon. I really like this armor. And this crown, though a masterwork, it's back in the days of Conga and Organa. Do you know what? Oh goodness, what happened to you? But the health is poor, so may not be around for long. And this young lass here, evil Zod, still in good health. Considered a master by her peers. He is very confident in his craft. I'll sponsor you. And just give it a try with him. Says he's very competent. We shall see. My God, woman, leave me alone. The peaceful atmosphere is shattered by Marcel yelling as she storms into the courtyard. Margarita quickly follows, but stops sneezing. My liege, please talk some sense into her. I'm trying to help her since I have some experience. That may improve her work. Wow, why? 1 second. Slightly better chance. Gotta convince the listener. Refuses to listen. Oh, dang it, not this one. Put it here. I spot my wife clearing silently to Theodosius, listing ideas suggested for his crown. My metalsmith is barely concealing his contempt, clearly annoyed by my spouse's interference. As you are forging a crown, she goes on, you may as well match my grandmother's old crown. What grandmother? Was your grandmother a noble woman? Makes you lowborn. You're making... Oh. Listen well, Theodosius. My wife must be hard. He improves his work. Go for open-minded. And eventually we gotta get down to Scholar. Gotta get that cultural fascination progress back up again. Aristocratic pretensions. Yes, it's 3 people this time. 3 of my courtiers are overtly discussing my great number of titles with a deliberate earshot, loudly lamenting how taxing it must be for the Kagan to manage so many estates himself. They're thick as thieves, faithful Saga, the servant of the court, and gallant Slavich, my distinguished knight, and haughty Emo, the privileged Hovi, the blindly absent, shred of humility. Over the din, the courtiers constantly can clearly make out the words, county, the soldiers. I'm very certain that Saga's suffering tone. The shameless chill turned to look my way, and I catch him with a glare. What are you looking at? Not giving that piece of land away? My Kaga, you are currently in possession of something that should be mine. My faithful vassal Count Kubar came for me, since I grant him the duchy of Smoke. No, it belongs to me. Shut your mouth. Staring at stars. From all my evenings watching stars, I've seen with my own eyes what I've heard of before. Stars move at different speeds and reverse their courses at different times, seemingly in large groups, depending on which celestial sphere they belong to. Indeed, with the right calculations, one can even predict their movement. My patriarch does not approve, of course. Leave the skies be. The celestial realm is for the clergy to know. I will find my answer in the heavens. Do anything to get it up. Announcement is those seals updates me on his progress, drawing on about the limits of Molden. As it bellows my mind, reels of bold ideas of my crown. Making may not be my personal forte, but that doesn't mean that I can't ever say how much money is spent. Well, I'm a man of stewardship, so I have a few suggestions. The idea works well. Again, that man's gonna make me a crown. This is ridiculous, you protest. As the keeper of the Congad's personal collection, I have a responsibility to ensure the quality of your work. You'll see once finished, Marshall retorts. You should leave a woman to her work when she is making a male fit for royalty. Will ensure its quality. Stifles him, so it will be of lower quality. Great. Of course it would happen. Learning education, perfect. Can't wait for you to be the man of scholarship. It feels like you've been around forever. You actually lowered your stress. You're going to be alright. Accept your generous gifts. My lord, the work on your precious artifacts is proceeding well. My beneficiary Marshall seems to be in a very good mood today. I'm not making any promises, but I've managed to produce a true masterpiece. What idea would you like to guide my hand? Well, the current one I encourage my knights to greatness. Get a knight's related modifier, probably more effectiveness, and likely so on and so forth. As I inspect the local army camp, it's clear that Besmer and Mihai are trying to corner me. Liege, the men are idle when peace prevails. Some activities would keep them active and rush fronts. Your cavalry are your most valuable asset. Do not let them become sloppy. No, efforts are needed elsewhere, Mihai interjects. The mounted archers are our backbone. Horseback bow competitions will keep you formidable. I suppose practice does make perfect. Horse swords will train with running rabbits. It's part of our heritage. Masterful juggling. Oh, how the days drag on, the same old motions, repeated over and over again. Come to the grand hall, my liege. You must see this. The servant son exclaims. As I arrive, I see my jester Adelinda in the middle of the room, masterfully juggling a rope, my royal scepter, a bottle of ingravating herbal infusions, a goose, and an apple. All the servants are staring in awe, and so am I. What the? What kind of? That's for no reason. Why is that even an option? Even a cruel character wouldn't do that. Now that's something you don't see every day. The Coggan's treasure. My opulent court is resented and celebrate the world over. All wish they could match and enjoy its splendor. Now with that come the Avars. Today, Seva is understood and introduced as representing a small Randonite Avar mercenary band from Baktokazi in Comodo. Oh, peerless Coggan, my friends and I hear the wondrous crown being made for you. I wish to donate to your metalsmith. You would deeply honor us, Your Majesty. We've saved it for months. It is I who am honored. Go on. So, there you go. While the chain links do not offer room for decoration, the excellent works on the riveting sets piece apart from Carmel. This set includes a spangle helm and anvil. Lowermost links are made out of decorative gold lining the whole armor. There's your difference. Got the prowess, and this one's just for injury resistance. Flexible mail here is for night effectiveness. You did excellent. And now, he presents me with an object wrapped in cloth. As I lift the fact, my eyes grew wide and open a crown of masterful craftsmanship. The crown is forged from gold and adorned with intricate filigree. Oh my goodness! Really? This is way better than my old one. Famed headgear. Renowned prestige. Vassal and building construction costs reduced. Yep, we're definitely replacing that. This is lovely. So glad is the investment. I still got some money. What is it? Wants to weave a scene from myth and legend. Strassen, who is wheezing a bit, but he'll be alright, but skill's merely decent. I don't know about that. You want to weave something. Tapestry. But give it a shot. Well, it'll put the money where the mouth is. The Age of the World. I've been studying the ancient religious texts and the writings of scholars. They all seem to agree that the world will end 6,000 years after its creation. By my calculations, we're less than a century away. However, my patriarch Nicodemus urges me to keep it to myself. Leave it to the clergy and avoid panic. What if your calculations are wrong? I should consult with more priests. Gonna be open-minded soon. I'm sure we've reached the percentage now. Yes. But remember, you cannot create it until 1053, but we just got it high enough. And sooner or later we'll get hereditary rule. Eventually coinage, art saddle, household soldiers. It's a fickle filler. I bump into the very grave-looking Strassen, my weaver, of hoping that he doesn't bring ill news of the splendid tapestry should have ready for me. Oh, there you are, my liege. I've hit a wall in my work. Nothing major. My ideas have gone to the ground. As the pressure mounts, he laughs nervously. I just need some inspiration. Mighty conk. Might you have some prior examples I could examine? To the Great Hall. Come on in. I show stress me around the Great Hall, taking pride in the luxury of various riches on display. Here we pauses. As through Austria. Start examining my Avar tapestry. Ah, very fine fabric. Could I use its fabric? One second. Put it here. Avar tapestry, very well. We'll sacrifice for this. Hopefully you make it a good one. And my wife is the architect now. Now you can learn 2 more languages. 3 more, excuse me. Lately my efforts in Impress fall flat. My friendship with Count Ludovic is still standing on shaky ground. It's a mess. I've got a brilliant idea. I'll have my beneficiary add dedication to the masterpiece he's making. The player dedicated will be deeply touched by my generosity. With no choice but to like me more. I'll find other ways to impress whomever I want. The power of the scriptures. Patriarch Nicodemus often quotes passages from the scriptures about the holy virtues. Should prove I have paid attention by quoting a passage of my own, preferably one which complements personality. I will memorize and recite the section on I would say moderation. He is pleased. My lord, look at that thread. I've never seen such fine quality before. My beneficiary breaks away from our market procession to the cost of merchants selling the coveted item. The static over is fine. With this project, I could reach new heights. I could create something truly marvelous. Please, my conqueror, bestow this gift on me. It'll happen no matter what, but just give it a little shot. Of course, we're sure we can get a fair price. Nope, merchant's not convinced, but nevertheless, it will make that upcoming wave artifact a little better. Of course, he'll be there. We can hold the court again. Soon. Good. Already he has a callous personality. Let me have a little control of you. knowing that you ain't gonna be a nice person. You gotta know the Greek language. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, it's a peasant rabble. Over here in Soroka. Yeah, that one up there. My niece. Handle this. And here, my lord, my beneficiary Strasmere just to the door of his weavery, where he's been 24 months on my commission. Stepping through the doorway, I gasp as I gaze upon the work hanging in front of me. A large velvet tapestry of excellent craftsmanship. Is it better than this current one? .14 versus 0.12 with vassal tax contribution and court grandeur. I'm sure we'll get a better one in the future. Questionable concoction. Walking between audiences, I overhear my venerable court physician Mala discussing a flight of fancy. It is supposedly the strongest potion in existence, and only comes from the farthest reaches of the world, or so says the merchants and alchemists I've spoken to. She pulls out a vial of pale yellow liquid, swirling it beneath my courtiers' culling noses. They say it grants vigor and long life. It is favored by those who are going to battle, and only the strongest can handle it. Strong potion, you say? Give it here. It ain't gonna kill me. How do I feel? Unwell. Yeah, you can go now. You did your duty and did it. Corrupt officials of Galata gain a reputation for being corrupt and morally flawed, more focused on furthering their own interests than what is good for the community. Whether such an assessment is accurate or not, it will affect poorly on me and my administration. We should take steps to curb their excesses. Really? At this late of age? What happened to you? Oh yeah, adultery. That means we ought to land you in prison. Now let's hold the court again. See what we got here. Puppy patronage. My huntmaster, Mir Oitimus, approaches carefully, cradling a woolen bundle. With a grin, he pulls back a sling, revealing a pair of squinting eyes above a lolling tongue. A puppy! He can hardly keep the excitable fur ball in his arms. A gift from the finest limer litter I've seen in some time, he says between face licks. You must take advantage to expand your kennels, my lord. Wow, the whole house for 30 years. All members will be able to take the adopt puppy decision for the next 30 years, all the way until, well, that's something. Only till 1049. You got it. Our kennels will have no competition. I'm willing to invest my money in that. The end is nigh. As soon as it's her turn to speak, the agitated woman in front of me screams, "The end is nigh!" The signs are clear, that people in the county of Gummer know it all too well. Disorders, bandits, thieves, violence, and disappearance just among them. A day of judgment is upon us. There's only one way for us to be saved. Mortify the flesh. Pour blood for your salvation. Repent now, for the day is nigh. Matuka Kida says it as she hurts herself and she's a lunatic. Even though she says to be fine. I ain't gonna go through that again. Because you know what happened with Father. Actually, what difference does that make? Let's be honest here. Because it's like, yes, it'll hurt your prowess, but it gets rid of your stress. But who we are as Avars, it's like, yeah, I may be feeling well, but we got dog lovers. You got a pet dog with you. You're fine. The exotic food is for a small boost of disease resistance, not necessarily injury resistance, but there's better ways to vote. I'll say, nonsense! Burn this raving heretic! That's the first time I ever killed someone. Now some serious business. A frightful peasant strolls all too close before a guard steps between us. Oof! Backs up with a wink, laughing through his scant teeth. Your lordness, I am coming here from Galati with a matter great import. His eyes indolent. You see, Kagan? A priory sister thought she would make better spiced wine than a weave's wife. And of course they were judge a tie, and then the husbands got involved. Who the hell is that man? An ugly one. Common touch. Never seen that word before either. Steward Roxandra, go fix it, please. Business here is done. Now, as I pet the dog on the head, she happily wags her tail. What name would suit her? Something historical? Something alluding to a black fur? It is an important decision. As the dog rolls over to let me pet her stomach, I find myself distracted for a while. But, wait, I know, I will name her. Admirable. That sounds more of a female dog's name than Shadow. That would be a male dog's name. And if you want to get rid of stress, you can pet it. And there's the adopt puppy decision, which will require some money. And you get yourself a dog, even though you already have a dog. You can't stack having 2 dogs at the same time. Otherwise you'll be the crazy dog person, like the crazy cat lady. Well, it's time to put down that peasant revolt. I'm going to do something stupid, since this is a peasant revolt. Rally point first. Put him here. Just raise the men at arms only. I'll lead. I want to prove myself. Here's another language you must know. Plot. Coming to get you. I'm gonna put down this damn peasant revolt right here, right now. Just examples before we stick with the old names. Akul would be a name. Gotcha. Just want to make it feel like I did something. Can't believe I spent a lot of money for a dog kennel, which will last for a few generations. Questions of punishment. Pagator came to me complaining about Isak bullying him. Asked how to get someone hanged, and he felt like it should be. Good God, you're callous and arbitrary. I don't like any of these either. Craven's the worst. Also, your will is the only law that truly matters. I don't like where this character is going. Otherwise, I'll be saying things like, I don't like that kind of talk. Now just stop it, it upsets me. He kneels with deference as tens drink for gifts, precious objects. The overtaken describes record as pleasantries to serve the Kunza cognitive. As Duke Volger stands, he stumbles awkwardly. The court gasps in unison as he falls, and sprawl on my feet, shakes flushed with embarrassment. Well, don't hurt yourself because you're club-footed and a bleeder too. But to make you feel nice as you are an irrational creature. What a shambles! You'll be known as the Graceful. Well, guess what? You're going back to prison, and I am gonna ransom you. You dang stupid woman. Byzantine Empire is currently expanding through Bulgaria, sensing its weakness. Whoa! Who's patron? Unfortunately, an apostolic. And it's actually spreading. Oh, I fear the worst. Again, we consider them and they consider us as stray, because they do have ecumenism. So I fear that orthodoxy isn't going to be the best option for us anymore. But wait a few decades. Be a scholar first before anything else. Oh, feet didn't fall. It's become a habit to walk her daily. I'm not sure which one of us enjoy the fresh air and sun the most. Amiable bounds ahead, looks back at me and barks, as if to say, catch up. And on we walk. A walking dog for the next 10 years. I'm a very, well, we'll see how they been ever since I took that, cursed thing. Wants to make great armor. His skills legendary, renowned throughout the world. Really? Simon. You got it. I'm willing to throw all my money at this. You will not regret supporting me, my lord. The beneficiaries shows me that you will create a masterpiece, but also that my input is valid. Please tell me, what type of armor do you desire? Make me aluminum armor. Sturdy and reliable. Look at me making big investments. Even though I'm a man of stewardship, but I'm more focused on being a scholar. To pick up all these perks, and then once we're done, like a scholar, then we gotta go back to the well focus. Get the rest. A local sculptor's looking for a benefactor. A difficult looking man demands an audience. My name is Toktu. You may have encountered my beautiful sculptures on the Avars next to the roads of your domain. I thought you might want to become my benefactor. Indeed, as my name has become quite famous among your subjects, both of us could benefit from this partnership. As proof of my good faith, I would create a unique and masterful sculpture for you to display wherever you wish, showing your immense piety to the world. Is that so? Not an ugly person. Deceitful, lustful, arrogant. I don't know about you. But you say you're a sculptor. Well, I guess it sounds like a great opportunity. Now it's time for me to go down to negative money. And no wonder why this music was playing. Blood on the snow. It comes from nowhere, hitting me clean in a temple. I didn't even see the projectile coming, much less try to dodge. Even for a moment I stagger, blinded. A sharp peal of giggles rings out behind me. I whirl. Terradin rises from his hiding spot, another snowball already clutched in his vicious little hand. Just to remind myself. Oh, you think you can face me in a snow war? Child or no child, this is the battle and I intend to win. I successfully beat the child. What did I tell you? I knew there was something fishy about it. A guard brings me a rock and a message attached. To the stupid Kangan Kurt. Your charity has no equal on this earth. When you receive this note, I will be far away, telling the world how gullible you are. My reputation is ruined. Hey, ecumenical patriarch, I need money. This is rather important. Wait a minute. Why would I... No, different Akko. The old adulteress. Oh, I got an idea. If we could successfully arrest her. We got her. She was my seneschal. This is how you make shield maidens. Only close family members are allowed to become shield maidens, if their prowess is good enough. Okay, I see how that works. Okay. I'm gonna let you out of a hook. Alright? That's one thing. And now, give me the money! Because since you are a courtier, and if I were to release you with a ransom, you would pay me 10 gold. So, that's your punishment. Give me the money. She's already been punished. My armorer. Some updates on his progress, droning on about the limits of hammer and bellows. My mind reels with bold ideas why I'm in armor. Forging might not be my personal forte, but that doesn't mean I can have a say how my money is spent. Will be higher or slightly higher? I would say, let me take a look at your sketches. So, I have very good prowess, so this could be excellent. My ideas work well. It will be of higher quality. Tyradin came to me complaining about Luigi. Luigi the Greek. Oh boy, I just gotta get someone in. Oh, come on. Why does everybody want to be arbitrary? We're gonna make him have a learning education instead of stewardship. So that way, we can decide, alright, which one of you two has the... I just noticed he never had a genius tree. Well, no matter how terrible he could potentially be, personality-wise, he's gonna be the heir. The heir. Because I am not confident about my second son. And there you go again with you jumping the gun. Simon approaches me with a frown, burnt eyebrows, some Batman. My lord, I mean no disrespect, but this forge of yours, let's just say if you want an armor to be all service, you're going to invest in a new one. Oh, of course, whatever you need. It'll be much higher quality. It's guaranteed to be a high quality armor. We're not going to end this episode till this is finished, which will be soon. Getting ahead. A flock of robed men bursts on my throne, hectically searching the floor and uprooting everything from chairs to skirts in frantic search. Kagan Kurt, cries one. We are the followers of Kinulush the Headless, the great holy man who's been decapitated. As part of the prophecy, God gave him at birth. As often happens, the holy figures his head started rolling away. We've been chasing it through the land, and our Cernit rolled up in the hill near castle. You know what, let me join in on your search. I got nothing better to do. You're still gonna like me no matter what. Those cultists caused a mess. You idiots. Oh my goodness. The armor is constructed from horizontally overlapping iron bands that are massively laced together with cords of silk, while the trim and the lining are cut from fine semi. A set includes a nasal helmet and a metal coil. Powder with this. The whole armor has been painted with images of symbols and phrases dedication to St. George. Magnificent! Holy God! To a zealous warrior, this is a great armor, and it'll last a long time. This is excellent. You know that old saying, good soldiers and bad officers? But anyways, I've been receiving some increasing amount of reports about the brutality of my military officers who lead troops stationed in Visegrad. While they generally do not terrorize the populace, they do not treat the troops serving under them very well. I have heard that it's gotten bad enough that some of the grunts claim that they would rather serve under Satan than their commanders, because it would surely be more merciful. As a result, desertions are widespread, and the morale of the soldiers are low. I could bring in new commanders, however, it might be politically awkward, given some of the current commanders have connections elsewhere, and of some of the social standing and influence. Might cause some ruckus if removed their positions. I got money, so replace some commanders as possible. The politics of it is irrelevant. Once again, me being arbitrary gets my stress up. But let's pet the dog. I find her outside playing with some children. As she spots me, quickly bounds over her tail wagging. As I crouch down, she promptly fluffs over into her back. I spent many minutes petting her black stomach. It's been a long time since I felt this relaxed. Thank you, my friend. That's not enough. I'm out riding with my dog beside me. She suddenly runs off into the farmlands. Right soon as she will come back. But what if she doesn't? Heel! I said, Heel, wait for me! I found her in a few minutes, searching happily, wagging her tail, pretending nothing is wrong. She's clutching something in her mouth. As she is gently pushed for me, I see a couple of golden coins. Oh, thank you. 2 coins. How do you like that? Let's end this episode by picking up one more part. A woman worthy of praise. During a recent visit, Duquesa spoke at length about his wife. He gave a new perspective, showed respect for her. Thank you very much. And that'll be it for this episode this time. Which again, I decided to change the game speed to go a little faster because I come to the realization that if we want to improve this nation much better, as we still wish to, have a cultural acceptance with the Greeks, as we will wish to harmonize with them, which it'll be 31 years from now. 31 years from now, we will form a hybrid culture, and we will get those innovations. And of course, during that time, we will get hereditary rule in 10 years' time, which will happen in the next episode, based on increasing that game speed. So we're decided to go a little faster on this part of the series, since there's going to be absolutely no wars of expansion to speak of, except maybe my vassals, which they've done some expanding themselves. Some of which I'm just indifferent. And also it's bad that it's ruled by apostolics now, which means that orthodoxy could be on a downfall, and we won't get the cultural fascination. And to make up for it, we will get Scholar, which does not have the 20% plus, but 10%. I mean, every little bit helps. Learning per level of devotion, plus learning per level of fame. Learning, learning, learning. Learning education traits. So whenever I pass, which will take a long time, and Bogator would be the next ruler, he'll have a learning education, and no doubt that he'll be a scholar one day, too. Just to keep this country ahead of time, of our culture. Speaking of which, it's still spreading. Replacing the old Avar with the Radonite Avar. Which I'm glad that people are getting more and more accepted. And this idea of having shield maidens for our culture, again, it's only a good idea in theory. She hasn't picked up any kind of trade. I mean, I don't see her being rowdy. But if she wanted to have a martial education, I'll be glad to give it to her and make her our first shield maiden. That's an idea. So anyways, we hope you people have enjoyed this episode, which again, the next few episodes we're going to speed up the progress to the point where we hope to get ahead of time with this. As a reminder, and also during that next episode, they are about to get horseshoes. And somewhere down the line, communal government as well. So we can start developing this country more. Which means by that time, and when they reach 1050 AD, they're going to the High Medieval era. By that time, when we form our next hybrid culture, when we finally hybridize with the Greeks. Yes, we will be at their level. Just wait 31 more years. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, so long for now.